Two new junior world champions. We just saw an ecstatic Finn McGill talking to JJ on the sidelines, and he'll be joining Tahitian surfer Vahina Fierro on the podium very shortly. Brad Bricknell, what a great event it's turned out to be in the end.
Yeah, I'm still buzzing from this final day of competition. I mean, it was one of the biggest days of a surf contest that I've been a part of. It took something like 28 heats throughout the course of the day, but you know what, the surfing was incredible, and that final, just throwing down there from Finn McGill, was the one heat that he banged down two excellent scores to get the win.
And Brad, run us through a couple of your standout moments for the event as we see catch up here of Finn McGill just chatting then.
Yeah, we know Finn McGill, I think he's a real deserved champion now. This event was run in a whole bunch of different diverse conditions. So we had, you know, small and glassy little left-handers all the way to these shifty kind of peaks. And I think Finn McGill, for me, his quality shone through from round number one. He didn't win that heat. He actually said to us in one of those interviews, he's glad he lost that first round heat because it put a bit of fire in his belly. And gosh, he surfed 5 heats today.
He really did. The top half of the draw surfed 4, the bottom half surfed 5, and yet Finn held it together. And we saw in his interviews after his heats, he's got a great way of letting out the pressure. he doesn't just stay serious all day long. I think if he'd had to do that, and we've been here over 13 hours now. It's been a marathon day. He's surfed 5 times. He's had to get his adrenaline up. He's had to get his game face on. He's had to surf his heats, and then he's obviously decompressed really well in the downtime, and that's what's got him through to be standing on the podium at the very end. Very deserved winner. As you said, he lost in round 1. We saw he had that blow up. He wasn't happy with a priority call, yeah. and he sort of was splashing water and all the rest as we see him joining. Well, that's Yuji Nishi.
Yeah, well, you know, it's one thing to have to put 1 or 2 good heats together during a contest, but he surfed 7 rounds across the entire event, and he really absolutely peaked in the last moment. And you know, this is what it comes down to. You know, just celebrating with your mates. He's had a great little support crew around him, and I know that Finn McGill, he's won a lot of hearts and fans over down under.
Yeah, and you can see he's popular with all the surfers. He's getting it from the South Africans. He got big hugs from the Japanese guys on the way through, and no doubt, obviously, he's going to be massively popular back in Hawaii.
And a big year
the Americans as well, Californians for the large part in this event, and everyone just super stoked to see Finn McGill taking this one out. Let's not forget about the women's finals. Vahina Fierro was brilliant. She really came from nowhere and strung it together, dominated that final over Summer Macedo.
Yeah, I don't want to say she flew under the radar, but she kind of flew under the radar the whole event. But looking back at the heat draw, she didn't drop a heat. You know, she won around 1 heat, but there were a few more, I guess, bigger names in the draw. Macy Callahan, we saw her drop out of the final day and couldn't defend her title. But the smile on Vahini's face told it all. She was so stoked with today.
Absolutely. I was just talking to Matthias Malum, who's the Quicksilver team manager, and he was saying up until a year or 2 ago, Vahini had barely left her island in Tahiti. She's from Huahine, not even the mainland of Tahiti. And suddenly she started surfing on the qualifying series, doing a few juniors. And what do you know? She's already a world champion. So a massive future ahead for Vahini and Finn McGill, the 2 big victors today.
Yeah, and of course we can't forget Summer Macedo and Joe Izuki, the 2 other finalists in there. You know, they fought right till the end. I thought Summer was one of the finds of the event for me. I didn't know too much about her leading into this contest, but she certainly put a good account for herself and held that flag for Hawaii.
Yeah, well, the Hawaiian flag was flying high, as was the Japanese. We saw Minori Kawai on the girls' side of the draw. She surfed all the way through to the semis, and at one point it looked like she was a real threat to take it out. And the boys, Joe Izuki, Yuji Nishi, just to name a couple, they were brilliant through this whole event, and there's a lot of momentum around the Japanese surfing. One of the stories of this event for sure.
Yeah, totally right. And you know, unfortunately for the Australians, we saw them bow out sort of 1 by 1, sort of up to that quarter-final sort of stage of the event. But all credit to the Hawaiians and the Japanese. You know, those guys really took it to it. They adapted to the conditions the best, I thought. And of course, this guy, man, he's got a big year ahead of him now. He's got such opportunity to take advantage of this result and use those points for entry into those QS events. So I'm really looking forward to 2018 unfolding.
Yep, and we can see the sun is finally starting to set. Thankfully, it's summer, so we've got plenty of daylight to play with, because there's no way we could have got away with this in the Northern Hemisphere right now, that's for sure. We can see Sally Fitzgibbons on stage, along with some officials from Kayama. So yeah, we've got to thank all of the sponsors. Obviously, Jeep. This is the Jeep World Junior Championships. Destination New South Wales. We've had 2 great years here in Kiama. And without any further ado, let's throw it down to Kaipo Guerrero for the presentation.
Thank you, Binzi, and thank you all for joining us here. Thank you all for our live audience, as well as everyone joining us online for this Jeep World Junior Championships. It's been an amazing year at the World Surf League. We've seen on the championship tour 2-time winner Tyler Wright, and on the men's side, John Florence repeat his world title, and we got some new world titles to hand out still for 2017 here at Kiama. I'd like to welcome to the stage our 2007 World Junior Champ, Sally Fitzgibbons, as well as Councillor Mark Honey, the Mayor of Kiama, here to present some of our awards. And Mark actually brought some wonderful presents for our finalists as well. So thank you for being here, Mark, and thank you for hosting us here in your wonderful town of Kiama. Sally, always good to see you. Let's give them a hand. With that, we're going to hand out some hardware. So first of all, on the women's side, gosh, a great young lady from the Valley Isle of Maui, Southside Lahaina. She did a great job surfing through here. Runner-up for this year, for 2017, the Jeep World Junior Championships. Let's give it up to Summer Macedo. Thank you, Sally, for the presentation. And again, Mark. And now we're making some history here, folks. First World Junior Champion ever for the great nation, French Polynesia, Tahiti. Let's give it up for the 2017 Women's Jeep World Junior Champion, Vahine Fierro. Yorana. Vahine. This is a big moment for you, and I don't want to get some words from you, Maruru. Wow, you've been surfing so well through this event, always with a smile on your face, bringing a beautiful spirit. Now it's sinking in. You're a world champ. How's this feel?
I'm not realizing it that I'm a world champ, but it feels amazing, and I think I wouldn't be here without my family, my friends, and my sponsors, so I want to thank them all. And thank you, Bombo Beach, for this amazing event.
This is it. You get to do all the shout-outs that you want. Go ahead and tell some of the support squad that you had, because I know people watching back in Papaete and Tahiti right now. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, merci à tous ceux qui me supportent à Tahiti, et je suis vraiment contente de pouvoir représenter Wahine et Tahiti ici à Bombo Beach. So, merci à tout le monde.
Congratulations. Let's give it up one more time for Vahine Fierro, our World Junior Champ. Great job, and wow. Just chicken skin moments as we're seeing the future of professional surfing happening right here. Now to the men's side, more history being made. Finalists from the land of the rising sun, from Japan. Runner-up in the 2017 Jeep World Junior Championships. Let's give it up for Joe Azuchi. Great job for Joe, and just a wonderful, wonderful moment. Congratulations. All right. Some photo ops here with Joe. And lastly, we got a world champ. He was a semifinal finish last year, 3rd place. He went one way better this year from the North Shore of Oahu. He's joining the likes of other Hawaii surfers like Andy Irons, Kekoa Bacalso, and Kai Barger, our 2017 Jeep World Junior Champ. Let's give it up for Mr. Finnegan Thunders McGill. Finn, come on up here. Gosh, big day for you, okay? And I know you came in here, you said you were 85%, 90%. You didn't have big expectations, but I saw right in about the quarterfinals, semifinals, light bulb went off on your head, and you thought, wow, I can win this thing. How are you feeling right now because you're world champ?
Oh, I'm tingling right now. Can't even believe it. Yeah, I went into this contest like not really expecting anything. I qualified really early, and then I ended up going through an injury this year, and that kind of set me back a lot. And then I went through some issues with my flight too, and that set me back. So I wasn't really expecting to do great. And then yeah, my quarter seat, I just got in sync and just got really good waves, and I felt good, and my boards felt good, and I can't believe it.
Well, you're world champ. What about some thank yous? Because I know you have a big support squad both here as well as on the North Shore of Oahu. Who's some of those support squads, and it's your chance to thank them?
Yeah, thank you to Macedos and the Hazelwoods. Staying with them, and they let me crash. And good job, Summer, here. We got 2 finalists in the household, so that's great. And then thank you to my parents, my sister, my little puppy, yeah, and all my sponsors, Billabong, Slate Designs, Electric, Bonsai Bowls, Creatures, Leisure, Future Fins. And thanks everyone, Town of Kayama, everyone that puts this contest on. It was a great event.
All right, I know it's a little early to get into this, but I got to ask you the question, Finn. You got some preferential seating now in the qualifying series. What's your plans for 2018?
I don't know.
Well, that's fair enough. You got some time to think about it. Can I give you some advice then?
Yes.
Let's stay off a skateboard for all of 2018 and just focus 100% on surfing. What do you think about that?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's give it up again for Finn McGill, Bahine Fierro, our world champs. We're going to bring all of our finalists up here for one last photo op. All right, I want to thank again the Surfing New South Wales, Visit New South, Destination New South Wales, the World Surf League, Jeep, and also remember to check in March 11th at Snapper Rocks on the Gold Coast. We're going to start off the championship tour with the Quicksilver Pro and the Roxy Pro. Tune in to WorldSurfLeague.com for all those updates and highlights. Thank you for joining us. For Kaipo Girl, this is, and the rest of the crew, thank you so much, and we'll see you at Snapper.
Welcome back to beautiful Wombo Beach, Kiama, New South Wales. This is the Jeep World Junior Championships presented by Destination New South Wales. Flying down the line, big